We go now to Tuscaloosa, and we've been talking about this game since this summer. Ari, this is the most fascinating game of the week.
Vandy, Alabama, rank on rank.
It's a massive game, potentially the biggest game in college football.
Saturdays get to show who you are. What are they going to think about you? Individually, collectively, what are you made up of? How tough are you? How physical are you? There's no hiding in between the lines. I am who I am. The intensity, the passion, the physicality. Reminder now, right? This thing is about us and us playing Swarmby, Alabama football.
Simpson keeps it himself. Touchdown, Alabama.
And it's Landon Simmons, true freshman, to Ryan Williams, who cuts back and scores.
Intercepted, Justin Jefferson.
Touchdown, Alabama.
Touchdown for Josh Cuevas.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the Kalen DeBoer Show presented by Truckworks. I'm Chris Stewart, along with the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Coach, congratulations. A great 30-14 win over Vanderbilt here today.
Yeah, really proud of the guys. Hard fought, physical game. Knew it would be that. Knew it would be 4 quarters. Knew there'd be adversity. They got a good football team, and just like the way we just kept playing. We just kept playing and kept getting better, and just kept applying pressure really to them all game long. And so love the fight and the way, especially the way it finished.
It's about your players, I know that, but you asked the crowd to be there and be a part of it, and they were loud in this one from the very start until the very end. They stayed for the end of this thing, and they were, I thought, a big part of it today.
I could feel it this morning, game day and on the set there. Just, there's a lot of people, but I could also feel like the energy and the excitement. And so just can't say enough how much I appreciate, and I know our team appreciates the support, just not just being there, but bringing the energy, bringing the juice, making it hard for the other offense to execute and communicate. It's a big deal. So we need to continue to keep the home field advantage that we have.
Let's talk about the first half. And it didn't start exactly the way you'd like. They're able to get a score, and then they're driving down and look like they're about to make it a 2-score game, and your defense comes up with a big takeaway.
Yeah, just a great job, just forcing your opponent and forcing Vandy to line up and play again, because it's hard to string plays together. You see us fall short and not be able to get it in the end zone. When people keep the ball in front of you and you don't have those explosive plays, it's hard to finish drives in this league. And so just really hats off to the defense on believing, fighting, just playing every play like it's its own play, and forcing the fumble gave us great life. The offense goes down the field, scores, and now we get a different game.
It's ironic. First turnover of the year by your team, and they drive it 90-plus yards to get the first score of the game. Your team forces a takeaway, drives it 90 yards to even things up. But they score just before the end of the half, and it looks like they're going to go to the locker room with the lead, and your team just marches it right back down the field and puts puts the 7 on the board to tie it up at 14.
I thought that was one of the biggest times right there. That the team did a great job of covering for each other. Right, you got the defense getting the takeaways. You got the offense driving the length of the field. At the end of the second quarter, it's team football, because we knew that they got the ball to start the third quarter too. And so that's what we've done to teams here the last few weeks, is separating ourselves in that middle 8. The end of the second, beginning of the third. And so we were vulnerable there, but our offense got back on the field and did a nice job just putting play after play together. Ty, when he gets time, he's going to find his guys, and they made the plays. And so getting Jeremy in the end zone was a big deal.
All right, Coach, let's take a look at the first half highlights.
Does get the snap, play action, looking, firing, downfield, catch is made, inside or across the 40, near midfield, looking downfield, firing across the middle, catch made in traffic, and a beauty, stepping up in the pocket, has some room, gets run down though, across the 5, it gets hit, it's a loose football, and Bama says they have it. in time. Tide looking, firing in the slot. Catch is made, Bernard. Oh, what a pitch left side. Simpson scrambling, looking, firing, end zone, touchdown. Has to dump it off to him now. Catch is made, trying to make a man miss. Can't. Gets stacked up, driven back. Gets the snap. Stepping, looking, firing, end zone. Catch is made, Bernard. Touchdown, Alabama.
The Kalen DeBoer Show is brought to you by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Coke Zero Sugar. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar.
Welcome back to the Kalen DeBoer Show, presented by Truckworks. Coach, at halftime, what was your message to the team?
That we knew it was going to be 4 quarters, that we were right there. It's a 0-0 game. It always is. That's the way we should play, is that it's the next play and only the next play. And I think our guys just really believe that. I feel like they buy into that right now, and that it's these guys were going to shorten the game, but it's still a long game, and there's a lot of things that are going to happen back and forth. And so just stay in the fight, keep punching harder. And I love the way they look in their eye. The locker room was just full of energy, and I felt like the last couple of weeks it's been just really about solutions. They get in the locker room, you got coaches that are just bringing the ideas, communicating, and the players are ready to solve the problems. Right. Whatever problems there are, they're ready to come up with solutions and go out there and keep playing.
You don't give up any points, obviously, in the second half. But one of the reasons why, Coach, I thought was the way you slowed down the run game, because they had 2 big runs in the first half, a 65-yarder for a score. Pavia had one of 35-plus, I believe, that set them up, even though they got turned away eventually, but it set them up for the opportunity to score. And yet nothing virtually in the second half.
Yeah, we held them to 9 yards rushing in the second half, and when you do that, now you're putting a lot of pressure on their quarterback and their passing game to go make plays, and so there was a third down and short that we really did a nice job just getting a good push in there, and so I love the attacking mindset our guys have, and then also finishing plays. I think we were better today. I think we did a better job when we got in the backfield of finishing plays. We weren't perfect. We'll get better, but stop holding them to 9 yards. That's going to give you a much better chance. And then getting the takeaways too,
Sure.
especially in the red zone and the timing of that. That's just believing and attacking and not playing on your heels and hoping things happen. You create your opportunities.
Let's take a look, Coach, at those second half highlights.
Simpson looking, deep downfield. Has Williams, comes back, makes the catch, makes a man miss. And play action, Pavia, plenty of time. Fires, it is picked off, intercepted. This time as Simpson operates under center, he'll hand it off, and Proctor will rumble forward and get the first down. 30 today, he rolls the pocket left, he's being chased. He'll be brought down. Punch left, he'll go on the toss to Jam. He cuts it back, he's got a first down. He's got a
Coach, 30-14, the final great win for your team. A lot of different ways you get it done, a lot of reasons, I should say, you got it done. Connor Talty, I know, missed that first kick from 47 early. Would have been his longest make of the year, but he came back, and after that, 3 field goals in the second half that until that final touchdown looked like that was going to be the margin.
Yeah, those are hard, especially when you miss the first one and come back. And it takes everyone. It takes the snap, the hold, the kick, and obviously there's some protection too. And as the game went on and those points were even more important, you could see the rush that we were getting from Vandy, trying to get in there and his vision. And he did a nice job, making each kick its own kick and not worried about anything that's happened in the past, trusting and believing. And he did a nice job, and it was obviously a big part of our win.
You're known with your offense and the creativity to have, yes, some gadget plays, but to have so much of a mix offensively with what you do, especially through the air. But it was good old-fashioned Bama football for a long stretch there, Coach, running the football so effectively, and Jam Miller, obviously a major, major part of that.
Having the drive at the end with a touchdown, I love it. We all love it. And so the gains that we had that were minimal at times, and then we had some explosives earlier in the game too, but just wearing down, and the plays off the play, formations that look the same and a different concept. I think our offensive line, there were some times we can be better, but I think they also, along with the backs, took another step forward in the run game. And that's only going to help our offense and help Ty, with the pressure that gets put on him to make all these throws of a run game and the play action that we actually do a lot of. It's just going to create more and more opportunities.
22 of 136 and a score, but the football piece of it aside, great young man that I know is such a huge part of your team, and so thankful to have him back healthy and able to contribute on the field.
Loved seeing him finish that run at the end, putting it in the end zone. And so, there was a player or two that got caught on the outside, but, I really thought he did a nice job of pressing to the outside, letting the final block set up, and then putting that foot in the ground. And so, he's only going to keep getting better too. That's what I really like. I think he was better today than he was last week. And, that's only game 2 for him,
Sure.
And so I love that. And, I think that's going to be the case with a lot of our guys. We keep getting better. More and more reps, we keep improving.
All right, Coach, our Tri-Green Equipment All-Access feature this week, fittingly, is with Jam Miller.
They'll swing it to him out of the backfield. A wheel route, catch is made. Touchdown, Jam Miller.
My name is Jamarian Miller, quote-unquote nickname Jam Miller. I'm from Tyler, Texas, and I went to Tyler Legacy. I play running back. I've been growing up playing running back since Pop Warner, since I was 4 years old, playing flag football, and I feel like that position just stick with me, as I got older and older, and I've become great at the position, the better I learn about the sport.
20, 15, 10-5, touchdown, Alabama.
Yes, I always wanted to play in the NFL. I always grew up watching this since I was young, and just being able to have that dream, ahead of me, it's really a blessing. Of course, I could have went anywhere else, played, start freshman year, but, I had to think about, am I worried about my present time, or do I have to worry about what could lead me into the future in many years afterwards? And, just seeing, how Bama produced backs, with me changing that mind, I feel like I made the best decision of my life. I always say Josh Jacobs. He's, short, stocky guy, and like what Coach G say, he always say, I remind him of Josh Jacobs, the playing style. And, just being able to watch him, it's just trying to learn how good he is, and try to put it in my game. Coach DeBoer, he's more like a father figure. He's more player-oriented. He always asks us, what can we change? He try to get our feedback and not him wanting to change things himself, and I feel like that's a big thing for a head coach. And everyone, I want to say I really appreciate each and every one of y'all. Without y'all, we wouldn't be who we are, with y'all commitment to the school, with y'all, cheering on us. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all.
Miller, and he will walk into the end zone for an Alabama touchdown.
The Kalen DeBoer Show is brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar.
Coach, we love learning to get to learn about your coaching staff in this segment each week in our show. And this week we're learning a little bit about linebacker coach Chuck Morell.
Yeah, this one's special to me. I've known Coach Morell for, I don't know, I can't even tell you how many years, but we were teammates together in college, right? And
so at least 15.
Yeah, 15, 16, somewhere in there. There's so many qualities. We don't have enough time here right now, but when you talk about ultimate competitor, you talk about a guy who just grinds and works, is detail-oriented, is intense, and extremely smart when it comes to not just football, but everything. I just, been in the foxhole with him for so many years. We were together for 10 at Sioux Falls, and the last 6 years now together again. And, there's loyalty to the team, there's loyalty to the staff, myself. Just this guy is a worker through and through, and someone I know our players really love playing for, and I know our coaches love coaching with.
Let's go Red Diamond All Access with assistant coach Chuck Morell.
Chuck Morell, linebackers coach, Alabama.
Yeah, I think where it really kind of started for us was probably South Carolina game, where we started trending in the right direction and then felt really strong. By the time we'd hit, Missouri, we'd really hit our stride. Thought we played great then, and obviously leading into the next week with the LSU game. So, really felt as the season went along, we got stronger and stronger all the way through. And so it's kind of exciting. Guys started to really understand and grasp the scheme and what they're asked to do, and we're playing at a really high level. Well, obviously, I had a lot of production, a lot of disruption, but I think the big thing is we talk about every snap as an opportunity to take the ball away, and I don't think that's a common mindset all the time. It's like every time the offense snaps the ball, we have an opportunity to go get it, and I think that really, was evident throughout the entire defense. Like every single snap, somebody was hunting after the ball, and it led us with some great opportunities to take it away. I mean, like how much effort, energy, are you going to put into every single thing we do every single day? And you often find the guys that give the most effort, that do the most, are the guys that rise to the top. And so, and like I said, right now, I've got a great room with a lot of guys that are passionate about every day finding a way to get themselves better. Yeah, I mean, and obviously it's an incredible place to be, but also I think it's for us right now. I mean, we know we didn't live up to the standard that was set forth previously, and there's no other thing that matters in anything we do besides fighting our tails off every single day to win a championship. And that's really the mindset, I feel throughout the building right now, and everybody's headed in the right direction. So we're excited what's coming up here next year.
The Kalen DeBoer Show is brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar.
Coach, time for our CB&S Bank play of the game, and it's very late in the contest, but really was icing on the cake.
Yeah, it is late, but I'm proud of our guys for finishing. And, there was a lot of times it was up and down, and, you're feeling pretty good when there's 46 seconds and you got the ball, with a lead. But, got to highlight Jam and on the offensive line for what they did today, start to finish. I think we took some good steps. And at the end, love finishing with our offense on the field. We've done that 2 weeks in a row. This toss play for a touchdown. A lot of different looks that we show. We've shown different things off of this formation, and just doing a good job of really cutting the defense, getting some down blocks, and then I really think Jam, kind of getting better each week here, feeling it, understanding what he can do, and setting up by pressing the outside. The receivers, offensive line doing a good job. Him sticking his foot in the ground and ending up in the end zone, finishing the game.
The Kalen DeBoer Show is brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
Coach, what's next? It's another team in black and gold. At this time, it's a trip on the road to Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah, and this is a really good football team, and we haven't broke them down in detail. That starts tomorrow, but I know that they've been gaining momentum the last couple of years, and physical, great running attack. Feels like their quarterback is doing some good things from what I've seen, but just well coached, and we know we're going to be in for a fight again, going on the road. We got to do it just like we did last week. Another team that's undefeated. Every team we've faced so far has not had a loss when we face them, and so. Just comes down to doing what we do and being us and going back to work tomorrow and keep improving.
11 a.m. Central is the kick time. ABC will televise it. We'll have radio coverage on the Crimson Tide Sports Network beginning at 8 a.m. That's going to do it, though, for this week. 30-14, the final. Alabama beats Vanderbilt. Coach, congratulations again on the victory. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time here on the Kalen DeBoer Show, presented by Truckworks.
The Kalen DeBoer Show is brought to you by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Coke Zero Sugar. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar.